The secret of building your business, something that everybody could be using, should be using, and really will make a huge difference in what you're up to. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the Chef's Table. This is Chef Katrina, and it is a beautiful day. And I'm excited to be on here with you talking about, you know, the secret to really building your business. And this is actually interesting because of the fact that just the other day I sat down with my mentor and he's like, "So where can people find you?" And I was like, "Well, they can find me all over the place. They can find me on my website, they can find me on social media." And he goes, "No, where can people find you?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And he's like, "Where's your group? Where is your tribe? Where is the one place where those that want to get to know more about you, that you're helping, that you're building with, where can they find you?" And I was like, "Oh, the community. Where is my community?" Right? So over the last few years, and I've been kind of reading up on this one and everything else, like when we were talking back before the whole internet thing came about, before whole social marketing, social media platforms came about, we always were looking to get together with like-minded individuals. We might have gone into local communities. We might have gone into local events. There might have been just like different things that we would go to, maybe the community center. We would get involved in, church organizations. That we would find things that were common ground for us. And we really enjoyed being part of these. This was meeting a group of like-minded individuals that were basically similar to us in our beliefs and our faiths and what we like, what we don't like. And we went there. We went there from camaraderie, for togetherness. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak right now. We went there for, a sense of purpose. We went there to be able to talk about what we're dealing with in a lot of respects. So, having a place or a safe place to go to talk about what's important to you is really a big piece. So over the years, and even with a lot of the media platforms, a lot of the acclaimed social media platforms, they're talking about groups and how important it is to have a group, how important it is to be leading a group. I have tons of books behind me that I can show you that talk about how to build your tribe, how to lead, and everything inside of those conversations of leadership is about nurturing your tribe, nurturing those that follow, because I myself still am a follower and both a leader, right? I'm still following in the footsteps of my mentors, learning from them as much as I'm leading the next generation of entrepreneurs behind me. And so it's been really interesting. I was given a task by my mentor to really develop my group. He goes, where can your tribe find you? Where can you pour into them? Where can you be of service to them? And I started looking, and I'm scattered. Just to be honest, I'm scattered. I'm in different places, different organizations. I'm really just kind of like all over the place. I live in different groups that I've helped build out, but I don't have a definitive group of my own. I don't have a tribe where I get to pour into, ask questions, where they can ask questions, that we can do more one-on-one. I have it broken down individually for all my products and my services. And so they're scattered. Shockingly enough, my tribe is scattered all over the place. And sometimes I wonder if I did that intentionally or unintentionally. But it's interesting because I've spent the last, probably 14 hours inside this conversation with family, with friends. I'm like, what would I name my tribe? Like, what would I call them? What would we do? What would we accomplish? What's the purpose of this, bringing this group together? What do I want them to achieve? And so that has been the ongoing question for me. So the questions, and even for yourself, right? I want you guys, I'm passing this knowledge on to you because this is a really big piece. And I know that as I continue to grow, this is going to become a more of our conversation. And as my group grows, and as I define this, a lot of the training that I'm going to be doing moving forward is going to be exclusive for those inside of that group. And that's what you're really looking for, a place where you can thrive as an entrepreneur, right? And I was like, okay, so a couple of the questions that I was asking, I'm just going to share this with you. So, one of the things around the secret of building your business is bringing your tribe together. And there's a lot of resistance in the beginning around this. I will tell you this, because usually it's just you and maybe one or two other people. Sometimes you feel like you're talking to people, and sometimes you feel like you're talking to nobody. Sometimes you have to figure out when to show up for the group. You have to be in conversation and communication. And one of the things that my mentor told me is, and I know this, right? Sometimes you just need to hear it from somebody else, just like you maybe need to hear it from me today, is that there's a lot of behind the scenes that we do, things that we're getting training, we're getting poured into, we're getting mentorship, we're getting private coaching, we're getting things. And so what he says is that we've got to take what we're doing behind the scenes and start shining a light on it, start bringing it forward, start including other people in our process and our journey as an entrepreneur. And this is something I've been talking about for years, but even for myself, I find that I struggle with this. I struggle bringing forth that shining that, right? So it's easier for me to shine the light on other people. It's way easier for me to highlight other people, but a lot of the time showing what I do is where I kind of get stuck. I'm just going to not lie. I do get stuck there. So couple of things that I want you guys to write down. So here's 4 questions that I want you to write down as you look for what it is you want to accomplish with your group, right? What would have you want to create a group of individuals who would want to come together and be part of your community, right? And this is you stepping up into this. And if I think about it, right, there's every leader has this. Every leader has a tribe, from Tony Robbins to musicians and singers and actresses. They all have a place where their community, where their followers can get together, right? And so it makes sense, even if you're just getting started. And I did this in the beginning and then got away from it. To be honest, I totally forgot about this. It kind of just went sideways on me. So here's the 4 questions I want you to ask yourself, okay? And give yourself some time to think this through, by the way. I don't want you to come up with this like instantaneous and be like, go. I want you to kind of think this through. So what's the name of your group? If you had an opportunity to kind of bring together people that you wanted to, what would you name your group? What would you want them to be a part of? What would entice them? What would, make them excited to be there? Then the second question is after you named it, what's the purpose? What is it you want to accomplish or give back to or support or help or make a difference with this group of individuals, right? And, that's one of the big pieces, like, what's your purpose? And, for a lot of the groups that I created, just to be honest, I'll actually get back to that. Let me finish up the questions and I'll go back to some of the different purposes I've created. The third question is, what are you doing with it? Right? Are you going to show up? Are you going to do training? Are you going to do interviews? Like, what are you going to do with this group? So now you have the name, you have the purpose. Well, what is the purpose of the group? What are you going to do with the group? And then as you start your group, what does the next 90 days look like? What does it look like for the group? How are they going to thrive? How are they going to come together? How are they going to grow inside of this, right? So the idea is to spend the time looking at how are you bringing your group together. Now, over the course of the last several years, a lot of what I've done with groups was I found organizations or teams, and I've kind of branched off on my own little side group, right? So whether it's a group around an affiliate marketing product, it's a group around a network marketing product. Usually I try to bring my tribe or my team into its own little separate group or separate area for training and insight, right? So that's a big piece of this. Hey, Doug. And that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for, how do I continue making a difference for these individuals? So you want to look at, what is the purpose, right? What is the group? What is it that you want to do? Many of you have probably been in my groups. Many of you, I'm sure, that are watching, you're either in my Team on Fire, which is my business training for the Young Entrepreneur Project. So that group is all about building entrepreneurs, building skill sets, plugging into the community. They get a higher level of training. They get more in-depth communication. They get an onboarding sequence. They get added to automation tools to help them build their business. Like, that's part of the TOF group. So TOF, Team on Fire, is my private group built around another company. and it is the insider track, right? So as I continue to share this community with other people, as I use this and teach entrepreneurs how to lever this entrepreneurial project to build, grow, and scale your business, I want to make sure they always have the tools and the pieces so that they can focus in on their business, and at the same time they can learn how to leverage the three pillars that are inside of this company to take their business to the next level. So TOF is one of my groups. And so, but that's still attached to another product and service, right? Which is really good, actually, in a lot of ways. So the next piece of the puzzle, the one that I've been a little resistant to, or a little apprehensive about, I guess, is building my own group and then being accountable to them. So that is my leadership fear. That is the wall that I've bumped up against this year for sure. And there's been a piece of me that's like, how do I bring this forward? How do I take this on? And so I've been, discussing names, and we've come up, I kid you not, with about 40, 50 different names for the community that I want to build. But what's funny is that in the back of the mind, I've always had this group that I wanted to be a part of, this group that I wanted to bring together. And I want to kind of define this for you, because I'm all about definitions. You guys will learn this about me sooner rather than later, is defining words, because I recognize that, so let me put this. So I'm always curious about the words I put together, right? And I want to talk about like who I am and what I do. And so one of the things I've built over the years is a group, especially for my email list, but I want to bring this more towards you, for you all. So I created this group called the Digital Marketeers. And for me, somebody in the world of digital marketing, it's like I always tell them, you're a digital marketer. You're somebody that understands this world of technology, right? So for me, it's like understanding technology, understanding these media platforms that are now digital, how to leverage these digital media platforms, because that's really what anything like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, these are digital media platforms. And so understanding how to put yourself out here on these digital platforms is like learning how to put yourself out there in a newsletter, or a newspaper, a magazine, on a billboard. But now it doesn't cost as much to leverage these media tools, right? These social and these digital tools. So digital for me is understanding how to use this digital world. And then a marketeer. So I love the word marketeer, not a marketer, but a marketeer. So a marketeer is somebody that sells goods or services in a market. So we have a digital market and we have a marketeer. So many of you have never had a brick and mortar business. Many of you have come online looking to be internet marketers. You've come in here being affiliate marketers. You've come in here being digital network marketers, learning how to use these media platforms. So I've always had this tribe or this community called the Digital Marketeers. And this has been the tribe that I want to see grow, that I want to see thrive, right? So it's like, what is their purpose? What do they want to do? What do they want to achieve? And it supports them in the whole build out and mindset of building online, whether it's the digital aspect, whether it's how do you connect and build courses online, how do you bring your idea to line, how do you sell through e-commerce online? Like those have always been things that have fascinated me, like that whole putting it together. And I will tell you this, the reason it fascinates me is because as a chef at Disney, I'm very tactile. I have to, pick things up and, touch things and everything else. And so when I got into the world of online, and I got into the world of building out my websites and e-commerce and funnels and email marketing and all these crazy things that are out here, it never made sense to me. I still think to this day that it doesn't quite make sense to me, but I understand that there's also a simple recipe for building online. And inside of that is being able to bring a group of individuals together and be able to get like-mindedness together. So there is going to be a new group forming, really supported by what I've been doing over the last several years. I'm like stepping into like the role of who I am and who I'm becoming in the world. And so instead of relying upon other communities, and I always tell you, you want to go in and leverage communities, get into them, learn from them, build partnerships and relationships. And for me, that's what the digital marketer is. This is a place for you to come in as a marketer, as somebody that's learning the skill sets of building online. Maybe you have wondering how this all fits together. Where are the puzzle pieces? How do I get this moving forward? Maybe you're struggling with all the education and training you've been getting online around marketing and building your business, and you're not quite sure what to do next. Or you're like, hey, I would love to build out training courses and products and services, and I still have no idea how to do that either. So there's the sense of my community, having met most of you out throughout these last 7 years, that are looking for that next piece of the puzzle. And that has been my passion, is to bring that to you. Everything from the bootstrap, like how can we work with what you have right now to start selling, building, and communicating out what you do as a business. And then also from those that want to take their business to the next level, those that want to get to the 6 and 7 figure level, that are looking for more systems and services that can help you achieve that faster. So the Digital Marketeers really is the group that is bent on helping you. So I'm dropping the link down below. It's kind of scrolling here towards the bottom now. I'll actually use my spoon fork. Right there. So it is thechefkatrina.com/marketeer. And so for those that are on this list, for those that are joining this group, there is actually going to be another group, a group where we can interact, we can learn from each other. I want to do interviews with you. I want to highlight you as an entrepreneur. I want to find out what your business is. I want to know, what you're passionate about. I want to know, what drives you as an entrepreneur, where you're stuck, where you want to grow. I want to connect you all to your resources. I want to find people that can help you build and grow your business. I want to see us as a community really thrive. But at a grassroots level, at a level of, okay, let's see what we can do together. Who can we resource together? Who can we build together? And I've always had this vision of using the tools that I've been exposed to, giving you access to those, letting you see what I've been using and how I'm using that, and really giving you a lot of the behind the scenes looks for what it takes to be building in this world of digital marketing time. So thechefkatrina.com/marketeer. Remember, a marketeer is somebody that is selling our goods or services in a market. And many of you are in the market of digital. You're in the world of online internet marketing in some capacity for exposure, media. You might be here digitally, but it doesn't mean that you can't take this offline and be in things like newspapers, magazines, billboards, conversations around that. There's still a organic building of business also that I never want to take away from. This is just a piece of this, or the extension of who you are, without replacing what you do. So that's what's coming to you. So stay tuned and stay plugged in, because I'm going to be building this out and inviting those of you in. And if you're interested in being part of this private group and being part of one of the founding members of this group, and helping really define what it is, then I invite you to make sure that you're on the list right here, thechefkatrina.com/marketeer. And I look forward to getting to know you better, what it is that you're going to do for your business, and really helping you leverage the secret of these groups for yourself and for your business, and help you define out what it is that you are going to do and the legacy you're going to leave out in the world. With that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you inside the community. Talk to you soon.